Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading for the week of December 23rd. You have this card that says Anchor. It says Stability and Security. You also have this fish. It says Abundance and Luck on it, so love it. Definitely could be improving your security or your financial security or your abundance and your luck, which is great. And, I think there could be really good things coming in for you at this time, so love it. You have the Three of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, and the King of Wands. The Three of Cups is like a celebration. These three ladies are celebrating a harvest that is going on around them. And, some of you could definitely be celebrating some sort of harvest, or you could be celebrating getting something that you want, which is nice. I also think, obviously we're in the holiday season, so, a lot of you could be spending time with family, friends. The Three of Cups is your community, and so, a lot of you could be getting out into your community, or you could be getting support from people who matter to you, and, of course, that would be a good thing. I also think that some of you, it's like you could be getting clarity on something. It's funny, you go from the moon to the sun at the end. Normally, I don't really like readings with the moon and the sun together, not necessarily. And I'll talk about that in a minute, but I definitely prefer going from the moon to the sun, because that says that you're kind of like leaving a moon period behind, a period of confusion or a lack of clarity or not being sure what to do. And then you get the sun in the area of the good stuff, which is, clarity. It's like the total opposite. So, I think that there could be clarity. The reason I'm talking about it with this Three of Cups is because I think this could be clarity that comes in from like people in your life. So if you're looking for answers really in any area of your life, then I feel like you could be getting answers, or you could be getting important answers. I feel like someone's trying to push you to do something here, Cancer, but like in a good way. I'm not, sometimes I think people can try to push us to do things for a bad way. But here's the difference is like, I feel like there could be a person in your life who's trying to push you to do something that is for you. I think when people try to push us to do things that are for them, obviously that's a bad thing. But I think that there could be like some support or a person who's trying to get you to take control of your life, and but it's for you, it's not for them. And again, whatever that is, I would do it, because we have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is the only knight in the tarot that isn't making a move. He's being too cautious, he's playing it too safe, and he's not doing something. It's kind of like, I don't really believe that it's like, I don't think tarot will ever say that you are going to be disappointed if you don't do something. But I kind of feel like saying you will be disappointed if you don't do something with this Knight of Pentacles, right? So again, I don't think tarot controls your life. Take this with a grain of salt. Don't take it too seriously. But I just get this feeling that like there is something that you want to do. Like he wants to plant seeds in this field behind him, but he's not doing it. And I just get the feeling that like if you don't do it, that you might be a little bit disappointed in the future that you didn't do something. And so, yeah, I would, and again, I think this could be like, there is clearly probably a person in your life that's encouraging you to do this. It could be to like start a business, or to go apply for a different job, or, go back to school, or whatever it is. I do think that it could be financial, because we have the Knight of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, right? But it could be to do anything. And again, I feel like this is saying like, don't end up disappointed. You have the King of Wands. King of Wands is very bold, very assertive, and really goes for what he wants. And we go like this to the Emperor. The Emperor is all about taking control, which I think has come up for you before. The Page of Pentacles would be about doing something new. So, I think these two energies are how you are showing up in the reading. And, this would be you taking control of a new beginning, which I definitely feel you need to do. And again, clearly it's going to be good. You have the Abundance and Luck card, so I would go for it. With the Three of Cups, you have the Judgment card. Again, holiday season, some of you could be seeing people you haven't seen in a long time. Makes perfect sense. The Judgment card is like your true calling. And, the Judgment card, these people have to leave these coffins behind, because the coffin represents their old life. Outside the coffin is their new life. And so I feel like you are being called to something new in your life. Page of Pentacles. Yes, with the Knight of Pentacles, you have to take some sort of risk. You have the Five of Swords. Five of Swords can represent a separation, but we don't really see that in this reading. And, the Five of Swords to me can sometimes represent needing to take a risk. And it's clear to me with that Knight of Pentacles that, whatever you shouldn't miss out on is definitely maybe a little bit of a risk, or, maybe that's why you're not doing it right now, is because it is a risk. And, I would take the risk for sure. With the King of Wands, you have the Five of Cups. It's like maybe you're fearing disappointed. This kind of gives me the vibes. Again, I wouldn't really say this again, but this kind of gives me the vibes of you doing something that you've tried to do before that didn't work out. And, I think the Five of Cups is saying that you're fearing disappointment, or you're fearing that if you do make a move, like get started on a new project or business or whatever, that you're just going to end up disappointed. So again, it kind of makes me feel that this is like a risk. We'll see. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Dark Side of the Moon card. It says mystery on it. You also have this Moon Mastery. It says the Law of Attraction on it. Yeah, so getting in the right energy and, using your powers of manifestation will be important. The mystery card, well, you have the Page of Wands, and you also have the Page of Swords right next to it. And so those two cards would say, you have to dig into mystery. Both cards are kind of enthusiastic, especially the Page of Wands. The Page of Swords is curious, and the Page of Swords wants to, dig into mysteries. So, and you also have the Moon, which would also be a mystery. So I think, learning about whatever this situation is going to be important. You have the Four of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the Page of Wands. The Four of Pentacles card of stability. And you have that first card that says stability on it. Normally, I feel the Four of Pentacles kind of represents holding on too tightly to the past. Again, you could be holding on to things that didn't work out in the past a little bit, but I actually feel pretty good about this Four of Pentacles in your reading. I think that some of you could be improving your financial stability, or you are doing things to improve your financial stability. I also think more importantly than that is that you are actually seeing the evidence that things are improving. It's like sometimes I think things are going in the right direction, but we still don't see the improvement. And, intuitively, I feel like you're starting to see improvements, which is good. You have the Emperor, definitely you stepping up here. I think you're bossing up a little bit. I think you're taking control of your situation, or you need to take control. There could be an opportunity that you need to pay attention for as well. I think I've said this to you in your December reading, that, he has his armor on underneath his cloak. So he needs to be ready to go at a moment's notice with that armor. And he needs to be ready to accept an opportunity into his life. But he's kind of just sitting here doing nothing, which is fine, because he is ready to go at a moment's notice. So I think you need to prepare for an opportunity. The Page of Pentacles has that pentacle that he's holding on to, which could be a big opportunity or an offer or job offer or whatever it is. And I think you need to be ready to grab onto it. You have the Page of Wands. I always get this story for you, Cancer, that, it just seems to me like things are going to go in a direction you don't expect. And I'm not trying to be mysterious here, even though you have this mystery card. But I do think that there are changes that you just don't see coming. Or, I think there could be a change in your life that you didn't expect, but I think you're going to love it, whatever this change is. It's like, maybe you thought you were going to, get a job at, some corporation, and you were going to do all these things, but you end up doing something completely different. It's like I think you've had a plan all along, but I also think that your plan is going to be, is changed, or is going to be completely different. But I think you're going to be really happy that your plan has completely changed in the future. And, that's just the feeling I get here, because we go up to the Moon, to the King of Swords, we have the Moon to the Sun, which is clarity. So it just seems to me like the plan is changing, or it's not really changing, because I feel like you're evolving into it, if that makes sense. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is out with the old and with the new. It is a passionate new beginning, so there's clearly some sort of passionate new beginning coming in for you. Probably one where there will be a lot of growth and success, so love it. With the Emperor, you have the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is walking away from things that no longer serve you, but again, he has realized that something no longer serves him, these 8 cups. And he doesn't really know where he's going, but, he just knows that whatever these 8 cups are not really fulfilling. So again, it's like maybe you did get that job at that corporation. You're realizing that it's not bringing you true fulfillment. And so I think a lot of you could be, walking away from something that does, the thing with 8 of Cups is that those 8 cups do provide him with something, but it's just not what he wants. So, you could be walking away from something that it kind of does provide you with something. People could be calling you crazy for doing it as well. But, I also think you're just walking towards a new beginning. With the Page of Wands, you have the Two of Wands. Yeah, definitely time to make a move. I mean, Two of Wands is one of my cards that kind of says, what are you waiting for? Really the Three of Wands is the card that says, what are you waiting for? But again, Knight of Pentacles, I don't really believe in that you'll have regrets if you don't take action on something, because I think you will actually take action on this based off of this reading. But, the Two of Wands, he has to leave a comfort zone. Four of Pentacles, same thing. He is in a comfort zone. The Two of Wands, he has his village right down here, and it kind of represents his comfort zone, but he has the whole world in his hands. I think, now that I think about it, you get this card with me all the time. So, it's definitely time to take a risk with the Two of Wands, for sure. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Divine Intelligence card. It says, to connect with your higher self, you must first create space to listen. Yes, I think everyone needs to do this right now. Like, doing those things that you do to tap in. You have this Phoenix rising. It says, you've been through the fire and rising up anew. Embrace life in a deeper way. So I think a lot of you, have been through some challenges. Obviously, now it's kind of like you're being reborn and you're having this new beginning, probably right here with the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles can just represent something new beginning, starting something new. You have 3 pages in this reading as well. So 3 pages definitely could represent the fact that you're like curious about something new or a new beginning. And the Page of Pentacles is a card of studiousness. So we have to learn as much as we can. And I would also say that the Page of Swords is also kind of a card of learning, because with the Page of Swords, we have to gather all the details. We have to, really dig into something and be, he's like a detective, and he really digs into what he needs to know or what he needs to learn about. So I think, learning would be a good idea with this card. You have the Moon, again, mysteries. Like, I kind of feel like you're saying to yourself, do I want to go on this path again? It's like the Moon kind of represents the beginning of the journey. The Moon is part of the Fool's journey. It's not really the beginning of the Fool's journey, but it kind of represents that first stage of a journey where you don't really know what you're doing. The Fool has to walk from here to these mountains, and he's not sure if he's going in the right direction. Everything about the Fool kind of encourages the Fool to stay on his path. We even have these 2 pillars back here. The 2 pillars kind of are a distraction to the Fool, but they also remind the Fool to see something through to the end. So they kind of say, they kind of represent maybe how, I'm sure you've all started something where you start something, then you make a change and you do something else, and then you do something else and you don't see something through to the end. So I always look at the Moon as needing to see something through to the end. It's like, even if you don't have clarity, or even if you don't know where things are going, the Moon says eventually the sun will come up, and we have the sun right here. So eventually everything will become clear if you just stay the course, right? If you just stay on the path that you're on. And so I definitely feel this is encouraging that. You have the Page of Swords. Page of Swords, again, card of curiosity, card of kind of like being like a detective. So I feel a lot of you need to look into things that you're interested in, especially if you're interested in a new direction, or if you're interested in doing something new. That's exactly what I would do with this Page of Swords. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles is material success on the horizon. Definitely a money reading, I would say. I feel a lot of you could be either improving your finances, or you have been already putting a lot of work in to improve your finances, and now you're getting the result. The 8 of Pentacles is also kind of like being an apprentice, and it kind of makes sense with that Moon. It's like you are in that beginning learning phase, as we've been saying this entire time, of a new journey. And so I would just keep learning whatever you are learning, because you will get the results, is what the 8 of Pentacles says. Yeah, with the Moon, you have the Queen of Wands. Funny enough, Queen of Wands is the card of learning as you go. So you are definitely in a situation where you are going to have to learn as you go. The sunflower here points towards the sun. The whole point of the Queen of Wands is that she follows the sun. She moves towards her joy, her happiness, things that make her feel good, and that's really what she takes action on. And so I feel a lot of you are kind of like in the dark on something, or you're not sure how something like a new beginning is going to turn out, but maybe it feels right. People could be calling you crazy. Like I said earlier, she has this black cat right here. And during the times of tarot, black cats were considered unlucky. And the whole point of the black cat is that she doesn't care what anyone thinks. So I think that a lot of you could be doing something or you have to do something where you need to not care about what people think. Like, obviously, if you've had a career for a while and you're quitting that career, you're thinking about making a change in your career, people might say, what are you doing? You have all this security, right? And so I think, I kind of get that here. It's like, I always think of this card. Like, I had a friend. He worked for a dealership, like a car dealership, and he set up this store online for the dealership, and he was making them like millions of dollars selling. They were selling parts to these cars, right? And it's like, I said to him that once that like he should do this on his own, because he did it all on his own, right? And his mom, of course, was like, oh yeah, but he needs the job because he needs health insurance. And I was like, if you're making millions of dollars, you're not worried about freaking health insurance. You can pay for it yourself at that point, and it's like, it's like one of those things where it's like he allowed that fear to hold him back. And, something, he was perfectly healthy and in his 20s, right? It's like, do you think a 20-year-old really needs to worry about that? It's, shit happens, of course. Things will always come up. Every time I tell a story, it's like someone says to me, yeah, but what if he broke his leg? I'm like, well, what if he broke his freaking leg? It's like, who cares, right? It's a leg, right? You only need one, really. And so, like, really, I think these fears are like broken legs are things that people allow to hold them back from, achieving greatness. And, I think the Queen of Wands is saying, don't do that. With the Page of Swords, you have the Page of Pentacles again. So these two are very similar in the sense that they both kind of represent studiousness, like I said, learning. The Page of Swords is different because the Page of Swords, represents being a detective, which might be a little different than, just straight up learning with the Page of Pentacles. But, clearly doing both of those things are important. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this card that says, don't let the past hold you back. You have this card that says, win-win outcome is forecast. So there definitely could be some sort of win-win coming in for you. And I would also say that, letting go of your old story is going to be important at this time. You have the King of Swords, the Sun, and the Seven of Pentacles. The King of Swords is a card of knowledge and wisdom, and so I think that a lot of you have learned on your journey. The King of Swords is about turning knowledge into wisdom, so with all this learning that's showing up in the reading, you have to take action on what you have learned to turn it into wisdom. I always say, there are so many things I do on this channel that, according to the experts, don't work on YouTube, but it works for me. So again, that is turning knowledge into wisdom. I learn things, I implement them on this channel, and if it works, great, I keep doing it. If it doesn't, then I don't. So knowledge into wisdom. And again, really, I have learned throughout life that, people can teach you things, and maybe it did work for them, but it's not necessarily going to work for you. So we have to learn and then implement. That is the secret to life with the King of Swords. You have the Sun, best card in the deck. So definitely a positive outcome. I do think you're kind of like entering into this period of clarity since we have the Moon, and the Moon is like no clarity. The Moon is not really seeing things clearly. And, plain and simple, this right here is kind of saying to me that you are leaving a Moon period behind, or you are gaining clarity on things that you haven't been clear about. You have the Seven of Pentacles, definitely a work change. Again, I'm not saying you have to quit your job or anything like that, but, some of you are clearly either, if you're not quitting, you could be asking for a raise or a promotion or getting an upgrade or doing something differently in your career or your work, or you could be making a total change. But the Seven of Pentacles says, is the juice worth the squeeze? It's like, is it worth it to do what you're doing or not? And, I predicted this back in 2016. I said jobs weren't coming back. I also said that I thought more and more people were going to leave their corporate positions because they're probably just going to realize that it ain't worth it. And, a lot of you could be making changes. So, there you go. With the King of Swords, you have the Empress. Some of you could be attracting a divine counterpart. I wouldn't really say this is a love reading, but if you want love, there definitely could be a person coming in for you. King of Swords, I feel like I've said this to you before as well, Cancer, that you could be, King of Swords can be hard to read. He's showing up in the good stuff, and I'm not saying it has to be a he, whatever you're into, doesn't matter. But I think you could be attracting a person who's a little bit hard to read at first, but, that could change. And also, Empress is abundance, and you have that abundance and luck card. With the Sun, you have the Ace of Cups, again, another love card. I mean, there could be a love offer coming in for some of you. As far as work is concerned, the Ace of Cups is something that you can do endlessly. The Ace of Cups is finding something where you don't really have to struggle to feel fulfillment. And again, the Eight of Cups, he's not feeling fulfillment. So a lot of you could be looking for fulfillment in work. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Swords. Quick change. Yeah, I think you're making quick changes at this time. So, Knight of Swords and the good stuff would say you're going to be doing this quickly. Normally, I don't really like the Knight of Swords, but, he's showing up in the good stuff, which would be a positive, quick change. So, that looks really good. And the cards really want to come out at the end here, apparently, so we will take it. You have this gong card. It says an exciting event. You also have this lobster. It says financial pinch. Yeah, if you've been experiencing a financial pinch, there could be good news coming in that, things will be improving. Or, like I said earlier on the Emperor, it's like you're bossing up here, Cancer. So you could be taking control of your finances. You have this basket. It says recognition, reward for merit, and you also have the seahorse. It says family matters on it. So, again, a lot of you could be receiving, recognition for the work you've done. If you have a mother that's worried about health insurance, you could be proven her wrong, and she could be giving you recognition for your hard work. So there you go. You have this unicorn card. It says, use your intuition to make beneficial changes. Moon and the Empress are very intuitive, so using your intuition is definitely going to be very important at this time. You have this yoke card. It says, feeling tied down or frustrated. Some of you, I think you just need to take that risk. Knight of Pentacles can be very frustrating because it's like you can see those empty fields. You can see what you can grow, but he's like not doing it. So I think getting to work is going to be important. You have this owl. It says, good advice from a wise person. King of Swords. King of Swords can be any mentor in your life or anyone you look up to. So there could be someone, and it doesn't have to be a man. It could just be a mentor, a person you look up to who has good advice. But this looks really good here, Cancer. I like it. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.